for joining. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Nurul BATRISYIAH binti SABRI as HR Manager and I will be chairing the meeting today. Before we begin, let's go around and introduce ourselves. Saidi, would you like to start first?
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Mohamad SAIDISYAFFY bin NAZURI. I am the HR Officer 2.
Assalamualaikum, I am AUNI NAJWA binti NAZLY as HR Officer 3.
Assalamualaikum, I'm MARYAM binti ROSDI as HR Manager 1.
Hi, my name is KHAIRUN JANNAH binti SAAD.
Before we begin, let's avoid cutting anyone off when a person speaks so we can all give our input. We're here to discuss about how we will plan and conduct selection and recruitment for product development executive position. Without wasting more time, let's proceed to our agenda for meeting today. I give to HR Officer 1 to explain about job description and job specification for product development executive position.
First, I will start with job analysis for product development executive. There are 6 steps in job analysis. The first step is use the information, which I will save some information that I get and make sure it is safe. And the second step is review background information. Step 3 is select representative position, which we will make flyer about the vacancy in our company and choose several best of the resume to interview. The step 4 is analysis the job. The employee will ask the detail of their work, and if the individual can answer the question, we will tell the manager about it to make a decision. And step 5 is verify the information. We will make sure all the information is correct and complete. And the final step, which is step 6, is develop job description and job specification. Job description will explain about the responsibility and activities of the job, and the job specification will be asked about individual working experience. Method used to conduct job analysis. The method that will be used is individual interview with each employee. The employee can ask anything about the personal detail. With that, the employee will know the individual in detail, and the employee can make the decision to choose the suitable individual for the work. So for job description for product development executive, I will give briefly about job summary. As we know, the product development executive position presents a huge opportunity to be a leadership role in the company. And the main role is to plan and develop new goods that can be used by the public or certain interest group. Their goals is to ensure that they will continue to solve customers' problems with their product. To make it to realize this goal, the product development executive need to carry out market research directly with customer, testing the product and always update with the industry trend and manage the technical development of the product. Move to product development executive relationship. They will be reviewing clients' feedback and implementing necessary changes. Maintain good relationship with existing client to make sure they are retained, and searching for a new client through direct contact or face-to-face. And lastly, having high respect and trust between teams members and always be open for discussion and consider other different opinion and point of view. Okay, move to job responsibility. The product development executive need to plan and direct all aspects of an organization's product development policy, objective and initiative. Also do a research for a new product making, enhance and redesign the product. Also make sure all the activities related to the product development align with the goal of the company. Next, make a recommendation of the potential and practically of certain product in developing, and gather the raw materials necessary to create the product, and prepare report on the various procedures that have been tried in order to eliminate a method that are unsuccessful. And lastly, present new idea about the product to corporate executive in order to gain permission to develop product. Authority of job holder, they have to manage subordinate staff in the day-to-day performance of their job, ensure that all product development goals are met and appropriate with the approved budget, and have full authority for personal action in the department, and maintain sales staff job result by counseling and discipline employees. Okay, standard of performance, helping the company to develop new product, plan the innovation of new product and contribute idea, and research and developing new product that suit with the passage of time. The working condition of the product development executive, they can work in a variety of settings depending on the type of products being developed. Some will work in manufacturing environment, while others may perform much of their duties outdoor. Each worker will sit for a long period of time followed by extended period of standing and walking. They typically work in exceed of 40 hours per week and sometimes may end up doing some of their tasks at home and during the weekend. Okay, move to job specification for product development executive. For education qualification, the person required a bachelor degree in sales and marketing, a master degree in product design and development, and also 5-year experience in the related area as individual contributor, and need AutoCAD certificate to prove experience skills in using computer program and software. Also have at least 3 years of working experience, and it can be helpful if at least 2 years of the experience was spent in the research and development department of the company. Knowledge, skill and ability, we need someone with business skill with design and engineering to invent better product than those on the market. Also have experience in the industrial art, interpersonal skills to interact and work with others effectively, and able to troubleshoot issue and determine the cause of planned success or failure, alert and update with the changes in market and technology, have excellent communication skills in English, and have strong analytical and IT skill including Word, Excel and PowerPoint. And personality requirement, we searching for someone with high self-motivated to reach out and bring new business, have a strong communication and drawing skill, can manage time effectively, team player mentality, and have excellent leadership abilities. Career path for product development executive start with project manager to senior executive to director of product development and becoming vice president of product, and lastly becoming chief product officer.
Good explanation, HR1. Let's proceed to HR Officer 2 for recruitment process.
The plan for the recruitment process, we need the method to attracting candidates, advertisement poster, application forms, and a good resume. The method to attracting candidates, I have identified and suggest that we use these two best methods to find and fill the position of product development executive. So the first method is employment agencies. Is one of the best method to attract candidates to apply the position immediately. Why I say immediately is because employment agencies exist a range of organizations which can help in recruitment from the Ministry of Human Resources to private sector employment agencies and management consultants. So I suggest that we use government and non-profit agencies which is under employment agencies because there is no fees charged for each applicant, and make it easier to list qualified and potential applicants based on the job specification and description of the position. Because these agencies have a large database and of data and information related to qualified candidates to fill the position. This method will facilitate and speed up the process to find people who can fill the product development executive in our company immediately. So the second best method that I have identified is advertising. Why advertising? It is because advertising is still the efficient and relevant method in this world, especially to offer jobs to anyone who is qualified, because there are still many who use the method of advertising in newspaper or magazine to find jobs that are offered and suitable for them. So I suggest that we took this initiative to use advertising methods to further publicize this position by distribute vacancy advertisement offered in the form of posters that will appear on the pages of newspaper, magazine, and trade and professional journals. For the advertisement poster, I will design a poster that equipped with important information to the public who want to apply for the position. For example, is what are the qualifications required to apply for the position, when is the date to send the resume to be evaluated, and who are responsible for existing applicants who are in difficulty or want to know more about the vacancy. So I have decided that the applicants who want more information on this to deal with our HR manager, Nurul BATRISYIAH, by using Gmail as a platform to communicate with the applicants. Next, for the application form, will be given to the applicant to fill in the required information, such as personal information, educational information, employment history, legal related information, as well as other expertise they have, such as language use, as well as training courses they have undergone. They also need to sign in the confidential section for certainty of information and to avoid misunderstanding. So the best example resume that we need is a lot of important and relevant information that is also best to be evaluated and selected to fill the position. A sample of a good resume must be equipped with work experience, especially in this part of product development. Next, other accomplishments throughout his tenure and what companies he worked for before, as well as personal information and passport size photo to facilitate the evaluation and selection activities of the position.
Thank HR Officer 2, HR Officer 3, you can continue for selection process.
We use performance test and achievement test.
What's your reason for choosing achievement and performance test?
We choose performance test and achievement test because we want to check and confirm that the candidate has the abilities that he says he has. We also want to check whether our candidate is capable or not of performing on the job as a product development executive. Performance test will check our candidate's skill on computer and information technology knowledge. Under performance test, we will have machine usage test, keyboarding test, language test, and computer usage test. For achievement test, we conduct this test for measure our candidate job knowledge like economic, marketing, and personal. All the skills and knowledge that we find out through the test that we conduct is important for us to make the right selection for candidate to take position as a product development executive.
Okay, for worker, local or expatriate should be taken.
We will recruit local people as our workers.
Why?
We prefer to hire a local candidate for the product development executive position. For us, local workers can make the best employees because the local workers have a better understanding of a local culture and are easy to communicate with through teamwork. In addition, it is more cheaper to employ a local than an imported worker. We can also reduce costs because if we hire an imported worker as an employer, we will have to pay for the cost of importing, wages, and the cost of renewing visas and permits. Not just that, we also need to be approved by the authorities.
Well done, HR Officer 3. Let's proceed to interview HR Officer 4. You may start now.
Type of interview suggestion is structured interview. A structured interview is when all questions are complete in advance, which means it is using the same interview method to access candidates that applying for the same job. It can be classified into three, namely face-to-face interview, telephone interview, and survey interview or questionnaire. It uses the same interview question, access to candidate answer to the same scale, same manner or order, and make decision based on the merit of hiring a predetermined and remain consistent. After that, structured job interview and appraisal can provide more confident leadership in decision making, improve working relationship, reduce bias, which also can result more efficient, effective, and time-saving process. This is a standard method for evaluating job candidates with preset focus on the knowledge, skill, and characteristics that required for the job. After that, a structured interview introduces more objectivity into your hiring process, even if there are many interviews involved. By making a standard list of questions and assessment methods, you can make fair comparison between candidates because you don't give room or typical interview bias. However, the disadvantage is that the structured interview does not always provide an opportunity to follow up on points of interest as they develop. How to administer the interview? Provide an adequate question. The manager of Akia Sdn Bhd must prepare question before conducting the interview. Therefore, all managers will have questions to ask the individual. The question must be simple and quick way to collect information, including information that may never appear on written form. The manager of Akia Sdn Bhd conduct an interview with a new popular method to obtain job-related information. The example of question is the manager asks the individual to introduce her or himself, ask the individual when she or he want to join the company, and ask the individual to talk about the company. The secondly is pay full attention. All managers must listen to every answer given by the individual. Therefore, all managers can decide to choose the right individual to work in the company. The manager must bear in mind at all times that the candidate is an asset to the company and the impact she or he will have in the company's success. If the candidate has managed to show an added value for the company, he has very good chance to getting a job. It is the first impression that counts. The manager must look at each individual behavior. This is to prevent bad things from happening so as to bring down the name of Akia Sdn Bhd. Next is provide a comfortable interview venue. Akia Sdn Bhd must provide a comfortable interview venue for the individuals. Example of comfortable place such as place that are covered equipment with all facilities such as air conditioning, chairs, and table. After that, the company must prepare a private room where telephone calls are not accepted to minimize interruption. This is to prevent the individual from losing focus while the interview session in progress. If the individual is nervous, the manager must try to relax the person before asking the serious question.
How to ensure that there will be no interviewing mistake during the interview?
To prevent this interview session from falling with the applicant, Akia Sdn Bhd will implement several steps that will make this interview session very effective and successful. Among the steps that will be taken by Akia Sdn Bhd is to plan the flow during the interview session very effectively to ensure it runs smoothly. We need to create a private room to minimize the interruption, which means only the candidate or applicant and between 3 or 6 interviewers consisting of an employment supervisor or incumbent and HR representative in the private room during the interview session. The same interview outgoing is to use for all applicants to make easier for interview to identify and make an assessment or decision at the end of interview session and need to read their resume before the interview session begin to see the information of the candidate and their achievement that may qualify them to occupy the position. After that, job analysis is an important method. Information should be gathered related to the job position to help analyze and identify about the things that need to be done by the new employee who will take over the position. Among the example of job analysis is a job description with list of job tasks which requires knowledge, skill, and abilities that can be classified as important information technology skill. Next is to evaluate the main task associated with this job position product development executive. Vacancy assessment are important for us to know what tasks need to be done, when they need to be done, where they need to be done, and what it takes to carry out those tasks. This will help to find qualified employees and meet the criteria based on the job analysis made. Next, Ehkia Sendirian Berhad will provide some questions that related to the job or position to applicant. This is useful and relevant question that will help to make an assessment in terms of the answer submitted for each question to ask to the applicant for this job position. Example for relevant question that suitable for the applicant is, what do you understand related to the duties of this product development executive position? Next, the evaluator or jury needs to make benchmark or scale against the existing applicants. For example, benchmarking or giving a good or bad scale to the answer submitted by the applicant to the question asked. This can help the assessor to assess such perception of the applicant and make a scale comparison among the other assessors to discuss and reach a final word to each of the applicant who applying for the position. Then, a question and answer session should be held after the end of the interview session. This is for the candidate if they have a question to ask the examiner if the candidate has problem or misunderstanding during the interview session. This is facilitated is two-way communication decision to run smoothly. Next, interviewers should inform all candidates regarding the step after the end of the interview session. For example, they must wait for an email from Ehkia Sendirian Berhad to inform that they are eligible and accepted by Ehkia Sendirian Berhad for the position. Finally, the interview is encouraged to review the interview survey to think calmly about each candidate in terms of their perception, personalities, and the feedback given based on the question asked previously. Review the interview shortly after the candidate leave as will help reduce quick judgment and negative emphasis on interview to identify and select qualified candidate and meet the criteria for holding the job position.
And how to ensure that there will no issue of nepotism and discrimination.
The company to ensure that there will no issue of nepotism and discrimination. Firstly is the company will develop an effective anti-nepotism policy. Firstly, strong anti-nepotism policy prohibit related individuals from working in the same department or company. Nepotism may also lead to hostile in-work environment and harassment. It will happen when employees have no longer feel the environment to perform their job peacefully. If there are family members that have been given the position without appointed to their credibility and impact the workplace negatively, it will become a subject of hostile work environment. Moreover, an anti-nepotism policy has become an essential component of employee relation best practice for organization. It underpins employee engagement, help mitigate potentially harmful litigation, and improve employee performance and retention. Secondly is maintaining detail in job description. Maintaining an accurate and detailed job description for each role is one of the best way to keep team expectation, grounded leadership in check, and open communicative platform for all to see. Job description should detail the talents, experience, and attributes employees have to qualify for any given position within the company. A well-written job description makes employees have to having solid expectation to communicate with their employees. After all, employees will better understanding about their responsibilities to the job and lead to be more effective and productive work produce. Furthermore, it will be quite difficult to detect any lack of their job performance and areas that need to be improved if the job description is too open and general. After that is developed senior management approval for hiring and promotion. Strengthen the issue against nepotism. It is necessary for human resources management senior to get involved before managers make any further decision in hiring or promotion related. This is because as senior management, they usually have strong objectives and goals based on a strategic planning process, so they know better about who they think suitable for certain job in the company and the criteria that they are searching for. Senior manager approval is another good step before the final step in the hiring process for certain position and promotion to avoid nepotism or discrimination issues. Last but not least, create a transparent and communication channels. Provide an anonymous platform through which employees can voice out their concern for nepotism in the workplace. Sometimes in the organization itself, nepotism will occur without even realizing it. So, by providing a proper channel for employees to report and discuss any nepotism bias that happen within that company can be detected and some serious action might be taken. This method to prevent nepotism at the workplace will make employees become more confident to express their unpleasant in a diligent and polite manner without revealing themselves. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Officer Paul. For hiring selected candidate, we will prepare offer letter, contract of service and induction program. We will contact the selected candidate with the offer letter. For the contract of service, we have prepared the contract employment for selected candidate to sign based on law, regulation, rule, national policy and directive of Malaysia. The contract include the job holder, occupation and designation, wage rate, allowance payable, bonus, duration of wage period, normal hour work per day, entitlement and notice period for resignation, holiday and paid annual leave, induction program for new employee worker. We will provide new employee with the basic information about company, included employee benefit, HR policy, daily routine, company regulation as well tour of facility of the company. Purpose of this induction is for welcome a new employee. Make sure they understand the company policy, procedure, terms of work and behavior. Okay, we already finished discussing about selection and recruitment for product development executive position. Any question? If not, that's all for today meeting. Thank you for your contribution in in this meeting, you all can dismiss. Thank you.